welcome to the Cranky Old Gamer. Today we're taking a look at Shadow Hunters. Shadow Hunters, by all rights, should not be up my alley. First off, I hate anime. It's an anime-themed game. Second off, I hate party games. It's kind of a party game. Third off, the game has a lot of problems. So despite all those three things, I love this game. I absolutely adore it. It is not the greatest game in the world, but I still love it. Shadow Hunters from Z-Man Games is a game for 4 to 8 players, and it is at its heart a social deduction game. Now, the game that you'll get now is actually kind of a greatest hits version. The game initially came out in 2005 and then had expansions. Well, this version has all of the expansions brought in. So the way that you play is there are 20 different characters, and you kind of assemble a deck of cards equal to the number of players, and with a specially balanced mixture of roles. There are 3 roles in the game. You could be a neutral, which means you're just trying to survive. You could be a hunter, which means you're trying to protect the neutrals and kill the shadows. Or you could be a shadow, where you just want to kill everything. Players are assigned their cards secretly, and the whole goal is to try to figure out who is who. At its heart, this is a social deduction game, and you're trying to figure out who to ally with and who to kill. Gameplay is fairly simple. You have a board, you roll to figure out where you go on the board, and there are 3 different kinds of cards you could draw. There's white cards, which tend to be beneficial, and they tend to be one-shot deals, like use it now, heal, hurt, something like that. Or there's the black cards, which tend to be weapons or instant curses. Then there's the green cards. Green cards are your deduction cards. They are a question that you secretly slip to another player. Something that says, I bet that you're a shadow. If you're a shadow, take 1 damage. Well, I secretly hand it to you, and if I see you take 1 damage, well, now I know you're a shadow, and I know, well. However, if I see you don't take damage, well, then now that doesn't quite narrow it down. At least I know, though, that you're a hunter or a neutral. Now, if I'm a hunter or neutral, I know to leave you alone. If I'm a shadow, I'm going to eat you. So, as I said, gameplay is very simple. Let's go ahead and take a look at the board, and I'll show you guys how to play. Here we have the basic board for Shadow Hunters. As you can see, it's very small. Here's my hand by comparison. It's about the size of an open magazine. There are 6 locations on the board, and there is the health track, which I will explain later. First off, you're going to take your locations. There are these orange cards here. You're going to shuffle them up and randomly place them. And there's your game board right there. That's all there is to that. You have 2 dice. I don't know why they decided to do it this way, but okay. You have a 6-sider and a 4-sider. You roll them and you add them together. So I got a 4. Every player is going to get a roll. As I said before, you are either a shadow, a neutral, or a hunter. You take a look at your card here. It's going to tell you you're a hunter, your name, which is very important, how many hit points you have, what your win condition is, and if you have any special abilities. Now, sometimes your special ability can give away who you are. A lot of them are one-time use, so you might only want to use them later on. Every player gets a little board. You place your character face down, and you are given 2 pieces. Well, I just rolled a 4, so my piece is going to go here. My other piece goes on no damage, and as I take damage, I go up through. Of your locations, you have 4 and 5, the Underworld Gate. You may draw a card from the stack of your choice. Well, these are your cards down here. Obviously, you can't grab a new roll. You have your white, your green, and your black. The erstwhile altar, you may steal an equipment card from any player. The church, you may draw a white card. The hermit's cabin, you may draw a hermit card, which are the green ones. The cemetery, you may draw a black card. Or the weird woods. You may either give 2 damage to any player or heal 1 damage of any player. Okay, that's pretty handy. Down here, you got your black cards. They tend to be detrimental. As I said, you've got like a lot of weapons. You've got Cursed Sword, Masamune, a handgun, rusted broadaxe. Earlier here, I had a chainsaw. Here, your white cards tend to be beneficial. Holy Robe, Talisman, Spear of Longinus. Things that protect you or heal you. And, as I talked about earlier, your hermit cards. I bet you're a shadow. If so, receive 2 damage. I bet you're either a neutral or a shadow. If so, you must either give 1 equipment card to the current player or receive 1 damage. So, these cards are going to help you figure out who's who. These are going to protect you, and these are going to help you fight. That's it. That's all there is to this game. It is very, very simple, very quick to set up. As I said, every player gets 2 tokens of their color. You've got a whole deck here. All the colors are very bright and easily distinguished. And that's it. That's all I got for you. The setup of this game is super simple. It's very compact. You can do it on a very small table. That's it. Let's go back and I'll tell you about the game. Now that you have a better idea of what the board looks like, let's kind of discuss it here. As I said, the board is kind of randomly laid out. You shuffle your cards and you never know where the spots are going to be. That, as I said at the beginning, it is not the greatest game. Some of the rules don't really work, or it's not that they don't work, it's just that they don't really work for me. The whole roll and move thing, I feel like I have no control over what I'm doing. I don't get to choose. I want to go here, I want to go there. It's all up to the dice. Okay, what I do get to choose is who I wound, what item I equip, and who I pass that little green card off to. That's where your deduction comes in, obviously. I really, really like, however, the idea of the health track as I go over it backwards. I like the fact that I never know how much health you have. You could be all the way up here, and I don't know. Are you almost dead? Are you, you've got a long way to go. I hope you're not this guy. Or maybe I hope you are if you're one of my allies. Another thing with this game is it really only works at full player count. We've played it lower. When the last time I played it, I think it was just a couple weeks ago, I had a group of 5 people. Well, when you only have 2 shadows and 2 hunters and 1 neutral, the game's over really quick. Our rounds only took 15 minutes maybe, because as soon as you find out 1 ally, the rest is gone. It's over. You know exactly who to target. You're done. However, when you have 8 people, then you got to start taking notes. Like, what are you? I think you're a shadow. Oh, I bet you're a hunter. And that's where it's a lot more fun. Is it the deepest game in the world? No. But I think it's fun. I like the theme. I really like the horror theme. I like the different characters. I think they're pretty cool. And weirdly enough, as much as I don't like anime, I actually really like the art on this. Like, I'm kind of sad. I've been looking through the book and the back of the box. It doesn't say anywhere who did the art for this game. I know that it falls in the same line of some of Z-Man's games, like I know it falls along the same lines as the game Tragedy Looper, which I have not gotten a chance to play. But for being anime, I actually really like it. It reminds me a lot of a more serious, kind of darker version of Darkstalkers, old fighting game, very anime-ish, but that was more like cartoony, and this is more serious artwork, but you've still got kind of the anime over-the-top vampires and bat people and monsters, and I dig that. So I kind of like the pieces of this game, as simple as they are. You've got just a deck of cards. You've got your white cards, your hermit cards, and your black cards, your character cards. It works very, very simply. It's super fast to set up. No fuss, no muss. I like that in a game. And it's part of it being really easy to learn. Like I said, I don't normally like party games, but this one works. This one is so easy to teach. I've had groups that are kind of mixed newbies and experienced board gamers, or even people that have never played board games. They pick it up like that. So I really like that about this game. And I really like the adding combat and equipment to a social deduction game. I think that's pretty cool. I know that's kind of the case. If you see in the background, I have resistance. Not quite the same though. I dig the Shadows versus Hunters battle. That's cool. So yeah, the game is fairly inexpensive. I want to say it's like 30 bucks, and I love having this game around for when you have a couple too many people for a gaming group. You know, a lot of the bigger board games, they play 4 to 6, and oh, I have 7 or 8 people. Hey, you know what we can play? So it works for that, and then you can like divide up into groups, whatever you want to do. But I like having games I just like having a couple of games that have a high player count, and this one thrives at a high player count. All right, guys. Well, I hope you've enjoyed this. Once again, this has been Shadowhunters. Guys, please do check out my website at thecrankyoldgamer.com. I do post all my reviews there, so it's a better place to follow them. I post any kind of news or updates about the channel. Please do check that out. And check out my Instagram, The Cranky Old Gamer. Lots of gaming pics, pics of my life, my cat, food, whatever. A lot of pics of Kingdom Death Monster when I'm playing that. And last but not least, if you like my channel, if you like me and you want to help support, please do consider donating to my Patreon. There is a link at the end of the credits. And if you donate, you get your name in the credits. All right, guys, thank you all for watching. Once again, this has been Shadowhunters. We'll see you later.